The second pillar of the Phicno platform is to provide an excellent viewing experience of the actual content. So let's take a look at that, and while we're doing so, I'll take the time to point out some cool features that we built into the experience as a result of conversations we've had with authors and fans about how to make the website better. It is, after all, your indie comics community, so we are always open to your suggestions for how to improve it. Let's start with how to view a comic in 2 simple steps. Anywhere that you see a thumbnail, anywhere in the website, you can simply click on that thumbnail to reveal a pop-up of the cover, and clicking anywhere in that cover sends you to the landing page of that particular issue. What you should notice is the right side of the landing page is a beautiful image of the cover, while the left side of the page is really devoted to profiling the author and the author's work. You see here the author's avatar, their name, and their screen name. And underneath it, you see some intro copy written specifically for this issue. It could discuss the contents the fan is about to view, it could rehash the previous issue, or it could just be a friendly hello. Authors have the opportunity to provide intro copy and an intro YouTube video for every issue they publish. The YouTube video was meant to serve as a visual and audio version of the copy. Our vision was that authors would take the opportunity to put a face and a voice to the introduction, one of many ways we've tried to personalize the viewing experience. Here, note this author has not leveraged the intro YouTube video, so we are dynamically loading in some related YouTube video that we think enhances the experience of viewing indie comics. As it turns out, no author has yet to leverage this feature in the way that we conceived it, but as I'll show you later, they have leveraged it in slightly different ways, which we think is pretty cool. The last thing I want to point out before we move on is the quick access to the author's other work. We believe that this sort of easy access to other series issues and other series altogether is a great way to fall in love with your favorite comics. Okay, enough about the intro. It's important, of course, but the second pillar of the Phicno platform is all about the viewing experience, and we're talking the actual content. So let's take a look. To navigate through the content, you simply click the next and the previous buttons, exactly as you would expect it to work. When you reach the back cover, as I referenced before, you'll see the back cover image, and you'll also see closing remarks by the author, and again, elements of their personal profile and other issues are available to you. As mentioned before, the closing copy and closing YouTube video are unique to this particular issue. The author could choose to introduce the next issue, as David Lucarelli has done here. They could choose to recap the issue you have just viewed, and they could just simply say thank you for viewing their content. Again, it is totally up to the author to use this feature as they choose. Now, what if you wanted to view this content in full screen, unobstructed by anything else in the interface? You noticed I simply clicked on the icon in the top left corner to go in and out of full screen. Now, I'm recording this video on my laptop, so obviously there is not enough real estate to really make this go large. However, if I was recording this on my 27-inch monitor or my flat screen TV, it would be very big and very beautiful. Now, what if you wanted to simply zoom in on this beautiful artwork or the copy? To do so, you simply click in the interface and you can pan around and view all the panes of both sides of the spread. To get out of this view, you simply click out. So that's the viewing experience. Front cover, back cover, zoom, full screen. Exactly as you would expect it to be, doing real justice to the author's artwork and content. One of the other cool features that we created by request of one of our authors was the ability to use a supporting background image to replace the white background normally found on an issue with one that better enhances the viewing experience of that particular issue. Let's take a look at how Sage Stosso, author of Starling Comic, uses this feature. After browsing through her comic, you quickly realize that the setting for this particular issue is that of New York City. So to better support the viewing experience of this issue, Sage has uploaded a city skyline of New York City. How cool is that? It is also worth noting that Sage is leveraging both the intro and the closing YouTube video to support the viewing experience of this issue. She's doing it in two different ways, both of which were not as we had predicted this feature being used. Let's take a look at how she's using the first intro video to provide a narrative synopsis for her comic.
Hi, I'm Amy. I work in the city for a pretty big marketing firm. I'd like to get ahead, but a sneaky coworker keeps trying to sabotage me. Also, I just ran into my old fling and Sparks really flew. The only problem? He has a girlfriend.
Now, as we go to the back cover, you'll notice, as I mentioned, she's using the closing video in a slightly different way. In this video, it's of her on a particular panel talking about the art of cartooning.
Let's see. Well, I know that one focus of this evening's discussion is intended to be how the parameters of different cartoon forms can either promote or constrain creativity in different ways, and then also...
Now, while Sage is using the background image the same for both her first issue and her second issue, let's take a look at how Miasma Comics, for their series Blood Dragon, is using the background image in different ways for each issue. You can see here that on issue number 1, Miasma is using this purple background, whereas on issue number 2, he's using a different background. And for issue number 3, he's using yet another background that better fits with the scheme and the color palette of this third issue. Moreover, you can see that Miasma Comics also is using the intro video to show a narrative synopsis of this particular issue. What I love the most about this part of the tour is you really get a sense for how features that we built to support the viewing experience for fans is being leveraged in a totally different way by each unique author. Really the power of the platform being used wisely and efficiently and effectively by each individual author.